for Trent McDuffie, for trading for Myles Garrett, and now potentially bringing back Aaron Donald. And the idea here is Donald himself has floated that he could potentially return to Los Angeles. He's thinking about it. Training camp is getting closer next month. They'd have to come up with a plan for him to bring it back. But where else right now would Aaron Donald be more wanted, more celebrated, more respected?
No.
And in the Rams locker room where Myles Garrett is already waiting for him. Again, no decision from Aaron Donald, and we'll see whether the two sides can get it done. But there seems to be a lot of momentum to the idea that this is certainly possible.
So it's important to note it's June and the NFL media cycle a little dead, right? This Aaron Donald story, though, doesn't seem to be going anywhere. I feel like, and I know some people would disagree with me on this, and feel free to let me know in the comments. I feel like if this story wasn't going anywhere, Aaron Donald would have squashed it. He would have come out and said, nah, right? But it's not going anywhere. There's still a little bit of, toothpaste in that Aaron Donald, coming out of retirement tube, right? And the reality is, like, if he doesn't come back now, let's officially say it's not happening, right? Like, Aaron Donald coming out of retirement is not a new rumor, right? We've heard it the past two off seasons. This season, since the Myles Garrett trade, it seems to be in full swing. And I think what Schefter is saying here, because he's been talking for a couple weeks that he thinks there's some weight to this, but at the same time, I feel like this is Schefter looking for just something to milk some content out of. I appreciate his reporting, but I always have this kind of, this sinister part of me of like, when Adam Schefter, Irene Rappaport, or any of the NFL insiders are reporting, for something that's hard news, you can trust it. But whenever he gets into like this pundit speculative content, there's just this part of me that's like, oh, is he just doing it for clicks? Is he just doing it so that the NFL has a media cycle? And the reality is, if Aaron Donald comes back, no one will be more stoked than myself and other Rams fans. Like, this season without Aaron Donald is at an all-time like excitement level 1,000,000 mega, right? With Aaron Donald, we might have a heart attack, folks. I couldn't imagine if Aaron Donald actually comes out of retirement and does that. So I'm going to show JJ Watt was on Pat McAfee today and had this to say.
I don't think he would have any problem with that. I think that he would dominate no matter what. I think the bigger question comes to longevity and how many plays you can play in a game throughout the course of a season. Everybody knows football conditioning is different than regular conditioning. And the only way you can truly get into football shape is by playing football. So early on, it would have to be some limited reps, some third down situations. And then as it went on, there would be more and more added to his plate. But also, you have to remember, we're talking about an absolute freak here. We're not talking about some regular one of the 53 or a practice squad guy. We're talking about one of the greatest players in the history of the game. So I have no doubts that he would be able to step on the field and do some extraordinary things, especially when you've got that defense, you have Myles Garrett, and it's like, all right, who are you going to try and double team here? Where do you want to allocate your resources? You put those guys on opposite sides. Center can only slide one way. Running back can only chip one side. There's opportunity everywhere, and it opens up everything. I can completely understand why he'd be considering it, and I can completely understand why he might be salivating over that potential opportunity, especially with the Super Bowl, I believe, in their home stadium.
Yeah, Super Bowl is back in SoFi yet again. We know what happened the last time the Super Bowl was in SoFi and what the Rams did and what inevitably ended up happening. It's them winning the Super Bowl. Aaron Donald was very content whenever he retired. He said, I feel like I did good, took care of my money, I was smart with my money, I won. I think I did everything that needs to be done. And then you think to yourself, oh, man, do a little 2-year run here with Myles Garrett also there where they're sliding protection towards him and not towards me.
Mm-hmm.
And then maybe J.J. Watt comes out of retirement too.
Oh, wow. Going to Phoenix?
No, that will not happen.
Oh, squash that rumor.
Living the dream.
I enjoyed the Turks and Caicos a lot. I would like to go back there.
Yeah, it sounds like
I'd like to go to place.
And again, appreciate what the McAfee show is doing there, contributing to the conversation. J.J. Watt is one of the few NFL players that are retired that opinion I actually was interested in hearing about. So when he talked on McAfee, I was like, all right, let's hear what JJ is saying. And I appreciated his insight into what it would look like if he did come back, right? What's, and I'm sure if Aaron Donald is actually considering coming back, which again, I'm 50-50 if he is considering that. That's probably the conversation he's having with Snead and McVay, right? With Chris Shula. What does this Rams defense look like with Aaron Donald on it? Does he have some sort of play count or something like that, right? What's the expectations with him, Myles Garrett, Kobe Turner, Byron Young, Braden Fisk, right? Like the rest of that D line. What does this defense look like with Aaron Donald in it? Because he's such a dynamic player. It looks different with or without him. It's still going to be an incredible defense if he's not coming back, right? Like let's just make that clear here. They still have a strong potential to be the best defense in the NFL if Aaron Donald does not come back. If Aaron Donald does come back, though, we're talking something special, folks. So I am definitely on Aaron Donald watch 2026 as much as anybody else is. And there's one more clip I want to show here, and this one's back from 2024. Because remember, Aaron Donald, him coming out of retirement, those rumors are not new. They just got escalated when the Myles Garrett trade happened. But listen to this clip when back in 2024.
So, well, I have to ask, are we ever going to see Aaron Donald back on the football field ever again?
I'm on the sideline watching, that's about it. But not on the field playing. Them days is up. So,
well, I have to ask.
So that was shortly after he retired. He's standing there with his wife, and he's asked about, if he would ever come back, and he just said, no, staying on the sidelines watching. And Aaron Donald, like his Inner Circle podcast with like Matt Ryan and company, that was awesome. He's got a lot of business ventures on the go. Like Aaron Donald, post-playing career, has been a fascinating individual, and a big Rams fan. Like, he had the bet with LaShawn McCoy in the playoff game a couple years ago, which was fun. Wish the Rams would have won that. But let's be clear, Aaron Donald, the only reason he comes back is if he wants to build on what was already one of the greatest NFL careers ever. If he wants to win a Super Bowl, like he accomplished so much in his career, right? And I stand by, you've heard it, from anyone else that says if Aaron Donald comes back, he wants to come back to dominate. He doesn't want to come back and be, just another guy, right? He wants to play like his expectations because he holds himself to that high of expectations, right? Aaron Donald is one of the reasons why the Rams are the team that they are, because he helped build a legacy of expectations, right, in the Rams culture. I am of the mindset of I would love it if Aaron Donald comes back. I'm, as someone who gets super hyped and optimistic pretty easily, I'm trying to temper my expectations of this is in June. We haven't heard any actual concrete evidence other than speculation from like Adam Schefter and people like that. I think he may have considered it. He's maybe considering it now, but I kind of lean 50-50 if he's actually coming back. But I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. What do you think? Do you think Aaron Donald is coming back, and do you think he's just staying retired? But thanks so much for watching the Rams Radar. Feel free to like and subscribe. I'll be going live, of course, when the Rams preseason games start out. And, of course, you'll see some videos from me here and there. As always, go Rams, horns up, and peace out. Let's go Rams! Woo!